Yo, what's up YouTube? Sorry, I know it's been a while since the last tutorial, it's just been busy, but I really appreciate all the love that my last tutorial got, and I'm just really happy to see that a lot of people enjoy and find the things that I publish really helpful. I'm gonna keep working on making videos for you guys, and yeah, I just really appreciate all the love that my videos have been getting so far. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made a Tyler the Creator type beat. What this was really based on was I've been listening to a lot of Call Me If You Get Lost and Flower Boy lately, and I've just been really admiring how Tyler the Creator composes a lot of his songs, not just like the production of it, but how he arranges a lot of his songs or beats, and I just really like how it keeps the listener wanting to hear more of the song and doesn't get boring ever. So I guess we'll just start off with this intro. So here's the intro pattern. I turned it into an audio file to save some CPU space, but I'll show you guys the chords and what really like started this idea. So first of all, I know that Tyler the Creator likes to use a lot of like jazzy chords, which I'm a huge fan of obviously, so I just decided to kind of record a little idea that I had and play it on the piano, so this is what we have. This is, I believe, in C sharp major. So what we start out with is an A sharp minor over here, and if we're going off the C sharp scale, so it's a 6, 2, 5, and then to the 1. So what I'm doing here also is making this 5 chord, I'm starting out with a major 7, and then kind of making this chromatic voice leading going downward, and then leading us to the 1, and then it goes back to a 2, 5, 1, and then I decided to use I really like this move. It's like you go to the 4 chord, which is major, and then you make it into a minor major by lowering this third a semitone, and it sounds really nice and makes for a really good resolution. So this is what it sounds like. It's really nice and pretty, and it leads us really well back to the start of the chord progression. So I decided to build off this and add a little pad from this plugin from TAL. Not really sure how to pronounce it. I think it's like an emulation of the Juno, but I might be wrong about that. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. But yeah, I use this organ. I know Tyler the Creator likes to use a lot of organs. He likes to layer a lot of his chord progressions. So this is what the organ sounds like. Very pretty. I really like the sound of it when it's combined with the addictive keys. And I really wanted to go for like a garden shed vibe with Estelle, so I went ahead and used my Labs plugin like I showed in the last video. I decided to use an electric guitar preset, Peel Guitar Ensemble. I just thought it sounded really nice. I decided to layer it and play a little melody and just kind of follow the chords. This is what it sounds like all together. So I just took this and I turned it into a audio file, like I said, to save some CPU. And I wanted to kind of build up this intro. Even though I was pretty happy with it, I wanted to add a little something for the second half. So as you can see, this expand chords start to fade in. They're big soft strings. This is one of my favorite presets from Expand. And I also added this sort of like synthy bass to kind of like I don't know, just kind of lead the listener into the song and kind of like transition more into this chorus bit. So this is what the intro sounds like all together. So after this like heavenly, really uplifting intro, what I did was went into like a classic Tyler the Creator drum break here. I think I might have gotten this from Splice, I think is where I got it from. So this is, I didn't really chop it up or anything. It sounded good on its own, so this is what it sounds like. So I didn't really add anything to this. I do have a plugin called Punish Light. I believe it kind of like compresses and kind of just like makes it sound a little more gritty. I like to use them on drums a lot. I guess you could use it for like bass or something, but yeah, I like to put Punish on a lot of my drum breaks. On top of that drum break, I decided to put a little bit of piano again. So this chord progression's a little less complex. We're still in C sharp major, so we just start out on the 1, and then we kind of do a little bit of modal interchange and go up to the 2, but it's major. I noticed that that's a lot of what Tyler the Creator likes to do. He likes to kind of just like transpose and kind of play with major 7th chords, so I decided to do the same thing here, and then kind of do another major to minor move here and bring us back into that C sharp major scale and turn the D sharp into a minor chord. So this is what that sounds like. Okay, and on top of that I added just a little bit of like some texture with some synths. So I used this Diva preset. I just thought it sounded really like airy and had a like nice feel to it, so I just kind of added 2 notes. Added another synth. It's kind of like a Juno preset. This one's from Arturia, and it's kind of like an ARP. So again, I just converted the piano to an audio file, and I also added guitar, which I also turned into an audio file, and the guitar kind of just plucks along with the same chord progression, and this is what it sounds like. So what the guitar has on it is just some OTT. I took out some of the low end just from this basic EQ, and I added some delay to it. So yeah, I took the piano and guitar and turned it to an audio file again. On top of this, I wanted to add a little bit of extra, and what Tyler the Creator likes to do in a lot of his songs is he likes to add a lot of audio of him like singing over his beats. But I noticed that a lot of the time it's not actually his voice alone. A lot of the time he likes to use it with a formant shifter and kind of make it not sound like Tyler the Creator. So I decided to kind of replicate that and just sing like a really basic little like melody over the chords. It doesn't really sound that cool on its own, but I added some RC20 and some reverb to kind of give it some more flavor. The RC20, I put some distortion and digital on it and just added some reverb to it. I didn't really want it to be the main focus, so I kind of just let it blend into the beat and just kind of add a little bit of feeling. I didn't want it to be at the forefront. So altogether, this is really what the chorus sounds like. So near the end of the kind of chorus, I decided to make a little bit of a transition. So I added this really basic synth from 3 Oscillator, and it just kind of like plays one note throughout, and then it comes to this part, and this is where the switch up happens. I wanted the verse to sound really different and kind of like make a dramatic switch up. and keep the listener really like interested in the beat and not let them get bored. What I did was chop up another drum break, and again it was from Splice. So this is what that sounds like. I decided to add this Vox. I think it's from Cook and Soul. Just to add a little bit of extra something to it, I included this just droning xenology synth. It just stays on an F note. And once we are introduced to the verse, I also made sure to include this 808 bass. It's from Cymatics. I think it's from the Pharaoh kit. Halfway through the verse, we start to get introduced to these really basic chords from the Juno. So this is kind of breaking away from the focal point of the key that we've been on so far. So right now it's kind of in a C minor. So we start out with a C minor 9 chord, and then go to a 6 major chord of G sharp, and then we kind of do this diminished move into the C minor chord. What I like to do a lot is, if I want to transition to a minor chord, what I'll do is play a diminished note that's a half step down. It's like a nice tension and resolves nicely to the chord. And so along with that, I paired it with another Juno ARP. It's the same ARP that's been throughout the beat, but it's just following along the chords. And yeah, so that's the first half of the verse. So this is what it sounds like with the transition included. And so after this first half of the verse, I decided to switch it up again and just change the drums this time. So this time we kind of changed to more of a trap drum pattern. And this is what it sounds like. It's pretty basic. This kick is very heavily clipped and the snare is really harsh. From Monte Booker, and thought it added some really cool contrast to the first half of the verse and made it really intense. So this is what it sounds like. And so after this verse we have a bit of a bridge that brings the energy down a lot. What I wanted to do is just add a lot more contrast, and once we break off from this heavy trap hard hitting drums, we go into this nice soft orchestral kind of vibe, and I made it kind of just triplets, so it's kind of like 3/4, and just really like pull the listener back, make them more at ease after this whole journey that I've kind of put them through for the first half of the song. It's a little jarring, but I think that's kind of what I was going for. I really wanted it to just be like sort of relaxing to the listener. And so this is what it sounds like. So what's going on here is I added some more piano. It's another chord progression. This time it's in A sharp minor. And so what we're doing here is going from the 1 to the 4 to the 5 and then to the 2. So it's kind of just playing a bunch of minor 9s. It's pretty like easy on the ears. I just copied that with the electric guitar preset, and I added this string preset from Expand and just played one note throughout. I just really wanted to fill up a lot of space and just make it really delicate. I added this plucky sort of sounding string instrument, and it just kind of like arpeggiates the chords. And then I have this bass from Monty Booker that just kind of like moves it around a lot. It's kind of like a walking bass, but not really. And then for the fourth bar of this bridge, I decided to kind of tie it in so that it could lead into the chorus a little bit easier. So what I did for the chords here is I wanted to bring it back into the C sharp major scale. I wanted to kind of add some tension so that we wanted to go back to C sharp major. So essentially what I tried to do is like transition from A sharp minor back over to C sharp major, which is not too hard to do because they're relative majors and minors, which means A sharp minor pretty much has C sharp major in it. So it wasn't too hard to kind of transition back to make the focal point of the chord progression C sharp major. So where we go from here is C sharp major, D sharp minor, F minor is technically the 3, and then we go D sharp minor and kind of just do a 2-5-1 from there. So D sharp minor, G sharp 7. And so this is what it sounds like kind of going from the bridge to the chorus. So again, I just kind of took some inspiration from Tyler the Creator and added this little gunshot. I think what I had in mind was like A Boy Is a Gun, where I think he uses like a gunshot for like a transition. And yeah, it just brings us right back to the chorus. It kind of slowly introduces itself. We don't get right back into it until 2 bars in, and then we come back to the same drum break, the same percussion, the same vocals, everything, and then it just slowly fades out and the song ends from there. So this song is a little bit of a ambitious project. I really wanted it to include a lot of like the switch ups and a lot of like changes in the chords and the rhythm and everything, and I just really wanted to keep the listener on their toes so that it was more interesting. I really wanted to challenge myself because I've been noticing that that's kind of what my music has been lacking lately, is like keeping the listener involved and keeping them guessing. So I think this was a really good practice for me, and yeah, I guess I'll just let the full beat play out. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and yeah, that's my Tyler the Creator type beat.